Okay, hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to Easy Markets Daily Pitch International with me, Darius Unchauskas. Today's the 2nd of August, 2023. So, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Wednesday's morning session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendations and should not be considered as such. This material should not be taken as an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. Look, I'll disappear from that little left corner in there. I'll leave you to read the rest, and I'll be back in a bit. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, just a quick mentioning of our Easy Markets website, which you can always check out for more information about us. So, feel free to visit us here on easymarkets.com. Sorry, my voice is going down a little bit straight away from the morning. Straight away from the beginning of this video. But look, check out our Easy Markets website. I believe you can find some useful stuff here. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us, period. That's it. Honestly, feel free to just give us a shout and we'll try to, explain everything. But long story short, let's jump into the charts. The first one I want to pick up here is Nikkei 225, and look at this nice decline we saw yesterday. And this is these are the futures, and this is what the index is doing further today. So now, what can we do now? Look, I talked about this idea, said too, that if we do start breaking this upside line, then yes, potentially more sellers could join in, but I prefer to get a drop somewhere below this 50-day EMA first, and not only a drop, I would like to see the body of the daily candle staying below it. This kind of could increase the chances for a further move lower. Now, at this point, like I said, yes, we are drifting to the downside, and a question, if we continue to trade below this upside line, my next target is the 50-day EMA, and if that gets cleared, then yes, further declines here are possible. So, jumping into CNX USD, which is the China 50 index here on our platform. Look, this one is declining, correcting nicely to the downside. I talked about this as well, the 13,252. Initially, this is what I was saying, that if we hold above this, then a nice little rebound here could be possible. But even if we do drift lower, there is a chance for the bulls to step in somewhere around here and then push back up. And that's why my downside scenario is from around this 13,000 kind of 64 area, approximately around here. So long story short, I would say in order to go lower, a break and a drop below that 200-day EMA is needed. If we do rebound from this area, great. Potentially more buyers could join in, and we could see a push higher. ASX 200 very quickly as well on this one. This took a beating, and this took a beating, of course, because the U.S. indices yesterday took kind of a little hit, but I'll get to that in a bit because that's interesting. The ASX 200 is following these footsteps. Look, even the not the Feds, but the RBA's interest rate non-hike, let's call it this way, did not help to stay for ASX 200 to stay, higher here above at least this upside line or even this downside line. So, as I've mentioned before, that some of these indices like Nikkei, like ASX 200, are very vulnerable to the bigger indices like the US ones or even maybe China's. Maybe Nikkei is more vulnerable to the US ones, but and ASX 200 is more vulnerable to shifts in both China's index and US index. But Again, this is just, I'm talking from my own observation, because look, in general, you would say, hey, RBA did not go for a rate hike. It kept at 4.1. So that kind of, could help stimulate the economy, and in general, ASX 200 should remain on the positive side. However, it's not the case, and you can see exactly what is happening here. So, what's next? Well, I said I'm going to stick to my game plan. As I said before, I'm going to lean towards the downside if we do drop and stay below this downside line, and which is the upper side of the broadening triangle. And so far, it seems like we are doing that. So, for now, I'm going to be leaning. I'm going to be leaning a little bit more lower. Dow Jones Industrial Average. So the U.S. indices. Now, my first line in my heading says Fitch gave the market some food for thought. And if you're not aware what happened yesterday, Fitch, one of the rating agencies, apparently respectable, if I can say it this way, gave the U.S. credit rating a AA plus. Basically, it's a downgrade from AAA. So, yeah, U.S. authorities are not very happy about that, but to be honestly, that makes me smile because it's like some excitement. So if you think that everything's really, really good, or let's say, we could continue pushing higher, it's like every time something like this can come out, so whenever it's too good to be true, it is too good to be true. And look, we had a rally here. We broke the upper side of the range. I talked about this. We climbed higher. We made the same almost distance as the width of the range here. We managed to do the same thing here. And now we're getting a hold up near that 35,751 territory. I spoke about this, and I'll continue talking about it. And yes, I'm quite happy about this, as you can hear by my voice. But yes, it is, like I said, it is interesting how everything is shaping up, how everything is kind of adding into its areas, or to the in its shelves. There we go. That's the word. Yeah, look, at this point, I think that I will stick to neutrality, and I'll continue observing the price action here on the Dow. Why? Because again, we're kind of stuck in this little range here. This level here, this 35,751 territory, I will, you know what? I like that, but I think it's maybe it's better. Because look, this is the highest point of February of 2022, very nice level. But I think maybe it's better to kind of mark something else here. Maybe to mark later. Where's that? There we go. No, I don't like this one. I like this one. So yeah, maybe it's better to mark this 35,800 on the futures. So yesterday we tested it, and in general, look what happened yesterday. Yesterday we saw, for example, Europe DAX, we saw it like declining initially, like honestly falling off the cliff. And the first trading day of the month, it marked with a huge decline, and yes, it slid. And oh, by the way, it slid. It started already sliding, but then it got fueled a little bit by. Where's that number? EU's unemployment came out better. Yeah, no. Wait, I'm looking for that. Manufacturing PMI. There we go. So it came out as expected, 42.7, but that's basically still bad because the previous one was at 43.4. So. So yeah, the HCOB Eurozone manufacturing PMI yesterday disappointed. Then your unemployment rate did make everybody happy a little bit, but just for a tiny moment. And then yes, But again, look, I'll get to the DAX in a bit. But honestly, I think I jumped around a little bit here. But sticking to the U.S. indices for now, Dow. Look, yesterday's the interesting situation was that we were seeing a bit of a decline. I mean, in the futures initially, it kind of was following the Europe, I think. Then numbers came in from the US, the ISM numbers, like half an hour after the market opened. The ISM manufacturing PMI numbers showed a drop at a decline. Like the forecast was for 46.8, it came out at 46.4. So it managed to, it failed to beat the forecast. However, it still was a little bit above the previous number. JOLTS job openings were also on a lower side, and ISM manufacturing prices were also on the lower side. But in terms of the manufacturing numbers, they were worse than the forecast, but they were better than the previous. Now, in general, the market took that as a good sign, not because the numbers were maybe better than the previous numbers. No, they're still kind of crap, to be honest. But no, I think that the positivity came in that, the Fed will see this and now they will pause the hikes, and hey, let's go higher, and it did go higher, it did push higher, and it pushed towards that 35,800 territory, found good resistance around there. And then what? And then then Fitch comes out, boom, bombshell on that one, and just kind of drives it lower. And congratulations to everybody, to all the short sellers. And look, in general, it was, if you managed to capture that trade to the downside, congratulations. I mean, I didn't. I missed it. But unfortunately, you cannot capture everything, right? This was a little bit of I was already resting, and then I saw this one, and I thought, you know what? No. Even when and this is actually the thing, guys. I mean, whenever you're, finished for the day trading, and you see something like this happening, unless you have specifically dedicated the time to trade out of your normal hours, which you normally trade, then you can trade. But if it's, let's say you already traded, you made something here, something there, and you're seeing, and you've already done your trades for the day, and then later on you're seeing, like the market is doing this, that. You know what? No, never go in. Leave it. Unless you really want to risk something, then okay, feel free. But in general, I practice this. I try to stick to this approach that I do not touch anything. Yes, the market, like I said, yesterday was showing this, but for that I would have to then keep an eye on the trades and see if they're going well or not. But I don't want to spend my time. I want to rest, and I want to come back fresh today in the morning, and reevaluate things and try to approach it from, see something. But if my mind is not rested, then hey, there's no use of this. So that's why I'm saying. So just try to, like I said, I always say that analyze the market, but also analyze yourself. See if you're fit for taking some trades. Now, so what's the situation here? Basically, long story short, with the Dow, I need to see a push above the 35,800 territory in order to go higher. For the downside, I need to see a drop somewhere below this 35,350 territory. Boom. That's it. Period. Let's move on. S&P 500. So similar story. Look, I talked about this, and I said that if we continue to trade above this 4,588 zone, then yes, I will go a little bit to the upside. If we do start falling below this 4,557 territory, then yes, I will consider a move lower towards maybe this upside line, or maybe that 50-day EMA. We'll see which one comes first, but at this point, yes, this is what I'm keeping an eye on. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna take a pause, and I'm just gonna observe the price action, and I'm just gonna wait for, if I'm looking for some lower levels, then yes, a drop below the 4,557 territory ish is needed for me. Now then, Nasdaq 100 very quickly. Yes, so we tried to push above that 15,857 territory. I spoke about that level. It kind of did, but I think now it's time for me to redraw some of the lines here. Now, I do like this one, but the high of the 12th of January, 2022, but I think I will remove it. I think I'm going to mark the highest point of July, and that's near the 16,062 zone, approximately around there. Yes, that's going to be an interesting barrier for me for the upside, but I will start looking at some higher levels if we do push above the 15,904 zone right here. and then we will go from there. Oh, good morning, Daredevil Dude. Thank you. Thank you. I keep on, I don't know. Like, honestly, I think I'll start just starting my video maybe with that. Good morning, everyone. There we go. Daredevil Dave, thank you very much. Good morning to you too. Good morning to everybody else who's joining in right now. So I hope you're all feeling nice and refreshed. So, what can I say about NASDAQ 100? Yes, I need to see a pop above that 15,904, 900 zone in order to get a little bit more excited with the upside. If we get that, at the same time, we might break this. Well, we not might, but we will probably already. We will. We will break the downside line right here, which I don't like. Why is it like this? There we go. We will break this downside line, and then potentially more buyers could join in. So you see this this level here is quite an interesting one. This 15,904, because the break of it would also confirm a forthcoming higher high. Yeah. In terms of the downside, well, the downside. Okay, I mean this line here. It's you see, I have redrawn this a little bit because it's kind of. I think it's going to be moving. You can draw it this way, you can maybe draw it that way. Again, it's a very tricky moment here, I would say. Look, in general, if I want to go lower, I would say from the very short-term perspective, within this idea, within this potential idea of a descending triangle pattern, maybe to keep an eye on the yesterday's low here on the futures near the what's the 15,684 zone. A nice good drop below it may open the door to some lower levels. But in general, for me to get comfortable with some lower levels in, let's say, more maybe medium term, or at least even the same short term, actually, I would like to see a drop below. Let me get rid of this. Below this territory, below that 15,000 kind of 500, 450 territory, something around here near this highlighted territory. And then, additionally, I'm going to be keeping an eye on the 50-day EMA. The German index, DAX, there we go. So, by the way, with the US indices, don't forget that we are still in the earnings season. So we have a bunch of companies reporting still. So let me just double check from the interesting ones. You can also check out the economic, the earnings calendar for that. But yesterday, in general, we had the Pfizer's, your Merck, your AMD's, your Caterpillars, your Starbucks is Illinois Toolworks, Marriott. Yeah, so basically these guys, the S&P companies. So look, they all kind of reported. Devon Energy was a bit of a downer. Who else was like from the, in general, most of them like did show good numbers, but Mosaic, that one did not perform well. And some other ones. But today we have Qualcomm, we have PayPal, so Humana, I don't know if you're trading those, but MetLife. Basically, just check out the economic calendar. But I think that the main event could come on Thursday. Thursday, we have your Apple's, Amazon's, ConocoPhillips, Amgen, Booking, Airbnb. Yeah, big movement could happen, especially in NASDAQ. Yes, that's why I'm keeping a close eye on it. The German index, DAX. So yes, as I already briefly mentioned that yesterday we had some European data. We had some HCOB. Where is that? HCOB. Yeah, HCOB Eurozone manufacturing PMI number, which disappointed. I mean, came out as expected, but lower than the previous number. Unemployment was already a little bit on the better side, but hey. Look at this. Look at this beautiful thing here. I talked about this area. I said to you, wait for a pop above the 16,615 territory in order to go higher. And that's why I look at my daily charts, because I love them and they give me a very, very clear picture on what's happening. Yes, shorter time frame charts are also good when you're entering trades, but maybe for trying to time it perfectly. But overall, to see the picture on what's happening, you know, and there we go. Look, I talked about this, and I said to you that if we do drop back below the 16,332 territory, I'll go lower. I'll aim for that 50-day EMA, which is around here, and I'll aim for that 16,000 kind of 100 zone. So that's what I'm getting right now, and I would say, you know what, mission accomplished almost. Just a little shy here from a few points from reaching that 50-day EMA, but you know what, I'm not gonna, like, if you, for example, you know, you entered here a sell, and you're capturing this move, and let's say suddenly it stopped here and you're already nicely in profit, I would say just take it. Take your profits and enjoy life, and just kind of, you know, don't worry about this little extra little bit here. Don't be greedy. Leave it for somebody else. Somebody else who has to come in here as well. Somebody maybe who missed the move and has to kind of jump in here as well. So just kind of keep that in mind. And never be greedy. Take what you can take, and just, you know, live a happy life. Now, what's next? So, going to be watching this territory, this highlighted zone, and yes, if that gets cleared, then yes, certainly my next target is this upside line drawn from the low of the 20th of December of 2022. Around here, we could also test the 100-day EMA. That's it. FTSE 100. So, yes, beautiful. Again, on this one, mission accomplished. Now we're going to rest. We're going to watch what's going to happen further, because what I talked about this, and I said to you that, look, what I said here is that if we do get a hold up somewhere near this territory or below this territory, and yes, and I will consider still this move, potential move to the downside. Boom. And my next move, I mean, my target was around these EMAs, near this 7,500, and was that level here? 7,570 zone. That's the high of the 3rd of July, and there we go. We're coming close to it. And again, the same story like with DAX. If we reach this and we stalled right now, just honestly enjoy your life, take your profits. Now my question is, what's next? Well, I have a bunch of levels here, as you can see. I need to sort out the downside scenario, because this has been okay. This is still good. I still like this, but I think that, yeah, if we do start dropping further below, let's say the 200-day EMA, then yes, I will consider a test of this downside line, this broken downside line, because as I mentioned before to you, if you remember, if you watched my videos before, I said that whenever we break a trend line, it seems like the market tends to test it from the other side. Sometimes it actually even goes back below it. So just kind of do not exclude that scenario. But I will consider that move lower if we do fall below the 7,570 territory right here somewhere, and we fall below this 200-day EMA. Then we will be below all of the EMAs in our daily chart, and potentially this could attract a few more sellers. Now, something else is really asking, like something inside me as asking to bring back is this. Look at this. Look at this 23.6. This is where we are currently. We're testing this. And look, if we do fall below the that 200-day EMA, then yes, my next target is that 38.2% retracement on the Fibonacci. And look how well it coincides with one of my levels here, the 7,520. Good level. Could be. I'll aim for that if we do fall and stay below the 200-day EMA. Simple as that. For the upside, I'm going to take a very, very conservative approach, and I'll wait for a move above this 7,700 territory again. And then I'll take it from there. US dollar index. So yeah, this one continues to push higher. Why did I had this line yesterday? Did I? Okay. Okay, I think I had this line, but maybe something did not save. This downside line drawn from the high of the 31st of May. So yep, good potential target at the moment. I think I need to push this arrow like this. So we had a good move. We had a good rally. After this decline in the beginning, mid-July, we rebounded from this 99.26 territory, and we pushed higher, and we retraced quite a lot. Almost, I would say, the whole thing. But, well, not yet. Look, or I shouldn't say not almost, but a good portion of this, decline. So now the question is, can we get a hold up near this downside line? Well, if we do, If we do get a hold up, then yes, I will consider a bit of a retracement back down. Look, I'm not going to be surprised because this week is going to be a little bit like heavy on the US data, economic data. Then I'm not going to be surprised if I'll see a further move north, for example, here, a test of this downside line. And then on Friday, when the market kind of releases the NFP numbers, then we could see something else happening here, and maybe we could see a bit of a decline, a bit of a move in line with that arrow that I've drawn. So yeah, just a second. Sorry about that. So this is, like I said, this is the idea that I'm considering. Again, I might be right, I might be wrong, but look, I'm trying to approach this from the logical perspective. Maybe we'll see a continuation push higher here, maybe a test of this downside line, maybe a little bit of a flirt with it, maybe even a false breakout. And then on Friday, if we see some disappointing numbers for the US dollar, then yes, a nice decline here back down could be possible. Now, another scenario that I'm considering, of course, is, let's say if we start declining straight away and we start moving lower heavily here, then this would give me a hint that on Friday maybe we would actually explode higher. So let's say maybe we could test this downside line today. Maybe tomorrow, for example, we get like a strong move lower. And in terms of data tomorrow on Thursday, yes, the US data, we have the ISM non-manufacturing PMIs, we have the S&P services. So yeah, we could see some action, initial jobless claims as well. Heavy day. So yeah, look, if we do, for example, I'm just giving a scenario. If we, let's say today, the market reacts positively to the news, to that ADP number, we could see a nice test, of this territory, a nice good push, and a test of this downside line. Then let's say tomorrow everything goes down the drain, and for the dollar, and the dollar just kind of falls apart here and just starts drifting lower. Now, this would, like I said, and then of course I'll see how it performs around here, which levels it will test, and which levels it will break. I think I have to redraw a few things here. I think that's what I'm gonna do. And then when Friday comes, then that's where it will be an interesting moment to see if we can actually rebound and get a sharp explosion to the upside. But again, I'm no Nostradamus. I don't have a crystal ball apart from this one. That's why I'll go with what I have. I'll go with what I see, and then I'll just approach it carefully and just go from there. So, jumping into a few commodities now. Gold, yes, testing the 1945 to 46 territory. I spoke about that level yesterday. We cleared it, and then look at this. We came back above it, and we stay above this 1946 zone. So, the question is, can we see a rebound back up? Well, some of the bulls are probably hoping for that, but I think that from the shorter term perspective, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to keep an eye on the 200-day, the 50-day EMA shown as the red line. If we somehow climb back above it, I will consider a move maybe back to the upside a little bit here. But again, with very, very big cautiousness. At the moment, we're flirting with this territory, with that 1945-46 zone. If we do clear it, then yes, I will go lower towards my 200-day EMA. Silver. Just bear with me one moment. Let me just grab a sip of water. There we go. Sorry about that. So silver, this one is a pain. Honestly, I'm starting to dislike this precious metal. And if you ask me because it's not doing what I wanted to do, well, exactly, yes, honestly, yeah. I like the ones that are doing exactly what I want them to do. Okay, I have to admit. So one thing, what I really want to do right now, because I can see that these territories stopped working. And whenever something stops working, what I do, I remove all the drawings and I start fresh, because something is not working. So something I have to like rethink everything, and I think maybe I have to simplify stuff here. So the first thing what I want to do here is I'm gonna keep an eye on the EMAs, because so far we're still trading above the 50-day EMA, in general above all of the EMAs. So in order for me to start moving higher, I think that the most conservative approach that I can do here is to wait for a pop-up of the 25.27 territory right here. You know what? Even neither nor this level, nor this level, nor this. No, I'm not gonna get too excited with the upside. I will get excited with the upside if we start clearing this this barrier. Where's my arrow? This barrier right here. And then yeah, I'll do something about it, because at this point, look, it's like I said, it's a little bit of a pain, and that's why I'm not really liking it. For the downside, from the very short-term perspective, I will keep an eye on this hurdle, this 24.04 territory. If we do clear it, we could fall also. We will fall below the 50-day EMA, and then we could aim for the 100 and maybe the 200-day EMA. And that's what I'm going to do for now. I don't have any levels here on the downside because I have my EMAs, so I'm going to put the emphasis on them first. Oil, this one continues to climb higher. That's fine. This is in line with everything what I said to you yesterday. I said to you that look, I'm aiming for that 83.54, and then once we reach that, then I'll reevaluate things. Or let's say we come very close to it, then yeah, I'll reevaluate things again. But at this point, I'm just observing the price action, and I'm allowing it to run here. Wheat, there we go. Mission accomplished. Fantastic. A good result. I talked about it. I'm happy. I'm going to be very, very smug about this one, because I just mentioned this, and it did exactly what I wanted to do. And there we go. Boom. Now, we reached my target, the upside line drawn from the low the 31st of May. Congratulations to everybody who managed to capture this. Now we're getting a rebound. So what can we do now? What can we do? First of all, I think I'm going to examine the downside if we do break this upside line. If we start breaking it, then yes, I will consider a move lower towards the 622 territory first, and then we'll just take it from there. For the upside, from the very short-term perspective, I will once again bring back the 200-day EMA on the table, and in terms of the level, well, this does not really work, so maybe, you know what, no, neither of this works here, so I will just keep an eye on the 200-day EMA. If we climb back above it, I'll go higher. Bitcoin, so there we go. We reached my 100 EMA area, 100-day EMA area. That's great result. As you can see, this is what I was talking about yesterday. I was targeting this area, and there we go. We tested it, and look at this. We had a beautiful reversal to the upside. Now this, of course, gives me like a few like doubt moments, and where I'm coming back to the US dollar here. So, you know, maybe it's time maybe for a bit of a retracement here on the US dollar. Kind of Bitcoin is BTC USD is indicating towards that. However, let's not rush into anything, because this, if this fails to stay above that 29,500 zone, it is just a false, beautiful false breakout, a strong false breakout, and then yeah, we could drift back down. But if we stay above this territory, then yes, maybe potentially we could start aiming higher, and this is where I'm gonna put my appetite a little bit lower, and we'll just aim for this 30,410 zone initially. For 30,400 zone, approximately around there, and then we'll just go from there. Bitcoin Cash, this one's a little bit tricky. So first of all, this downside line no longer needed. We're not respecting it, but we're respecting this territory roughly near the 250 zone. I have 249 here, but you know what? It's actually approximately around this 250 territory. So this 250 territory is doing somewhat of a good job. the question is, can I finally get a test of that 50-day EMA? This is what I really want. Look, as long as we stay below the 250 territory, I'm going to aim for that 50-day EMA right here, shown as the red line. If we climb back above this 250 territory and stay above it, well, this is where I will start considering maybe some higher levels. But I think, okay, this is a very difficult moment. Honestly, I hate these when it's, I mean, okay, we could keep an eye on this, the high of the 31st of July, near the 259 territory, but I really, when you're trying to squeeze something out of something not squeezable, it's really becoming a little bit difficult. Okay, look, you know what? I'll take it. 259 territory. This could potentially be, you know, the gateway for some higher levels, but then just, yeah, be careful. I'll start aiming for that like 300 territory, but there might be some obstacles in the way higher here. Just don't be surprised. So for now, I'm just gonna keep this. But for now, I'm leaning a little bit more towards the downside. AUDUSD. Boom. There we go. So yes, mission accomplished. We tested my target here, the 0.66 territory. Great. Good result. And we broke it. We broke it, but my question is right now, we still have a full European session to go through and the full US session to go through. So maybe we could see a retracement back up. So this kind of now puts me back into this idea where maybe we could see a retracement earlier. We could see a drift lower, you know, maybe today a drift lower, and then on Thursday a drift lower, and then on Friday pop, you know, to the upside here. But judging from what I see here on these other pairs. So for now, long story short, look, we are breaking the lower side of the range. Let's not forget that not only that we should focus on this downside line, but also on the range. So we're breaking the lower side of the range right now, and the question for me at this point, will we go lower? Look, I am targeting these lower levels, but I think that it will depend on how this is going to play out today. So at this point, I would say if you missed this move, just wait on it. Wait and see what's going to happen with the lower side of the range. If we stay below it, then yes, I'll go further south. But if we struggle, then maybe a bit of a, you know, a move back to the upside could be possible. Maybe something. So basically, if we do climb back and stay above this zone, above the lower side of the range, then I will aim back for this downside line. Now, one of the levels here, actually, what I'm seeing right now. So if we stay below this lower side of the range, actually, you know what? I think this is the good area. And okay, this is actually a good area already. So we're currently getting a hold up here because we're also near this zone. So the 0.65, 64, 60 area, approximately around here, could be that nice, good area for a hold up. Let's see. At the moment, I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm gonna wait and see. I'm gonna aim for this for now, and we already kind of tested it, so I'm just gonna take a flat approach. AUDNZD. This one here did the move. Fantastic, great. That's why I love AUDNZD. It is very technical, and look at this. We've managed to reach my target. This is 1.072930 zone right here, and we rebounded. So we rebounded, but we stayed below this breakout point, the one that I talked about, this 1.08 zone. And yeah, so the question is, can we see a further move again to the downside? Look, my upside scenario is not going to change. I'm going to keep an eye on this 200-day EMA together with this 1.0842 zone. If we do pop back above it, I'll aim for this area right here. And by the way, again, let's not forget that we are in a range. So I will aim for the upper side of the range. At the moment, I'm aiming for the lower side of the range again. But if you want to aim for the upper side of the range, I would say a push above this 200-day EMA is required. CHFJPY, just wanted to quickly update you on this one. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because, look, I spoke about this and I'm going to keep on mentioning it because it's quite quite an interesting one and quite a technical one as well. So look, beautiful rebound from this upside line and beautiful hold up near this barrier, this 164 territory. If we clear it, great, I'll go higher. I'll go maybe towards that 165, 66, whatever. But at this point, I'm just observing this, and this is playing out very, very nicely. USDJPY, also near a key area of resistance, which is this downside line. Look, it depends on how you're going to draw this. Maybe you're going to draw, maybe we're going to capture this high. And if we capture this high, then we'll see a beautiful hold up. So this was already on the tentative side. I mean, I have drawn this one this way, but as you can see, it got violated, so it didn't really carry much significance. And yeah, I think that in general, the downside line, whatever you're going to draw it, how you're going to draw it, in general, it was reached. So now the question is with this 143 zone, which is providing good resistance. As you can see, yes, we had a few false breakouts, but we are struggling to stay above it. So in other words, I will go higher again if we do push and stay above the 143 territory. If we want to go lower, then I would say, okay, I have this 142 zone, which I'm keeping a close eye on. So this is what I'm going to stick to. Yes, this 142 territory. This can go, yes, this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to keep an eye on that 142 zone. If we do fall back below it, I'll aim for the 50-day EMA initially. And if that gets cleared, then I'll go lower. But at this point, I'm just observing this because, again, my target got reached, so now I'm just playing the waiting game. USDCAD, just very quickly on this one as well. So yeah, popped nicely, great, pushing higher. But this is the interesting bit, that oil is traveling higher, and CAD is actually declining or weakening against the US dollar. This means that for now, the US dollar seems to be on a very, very strong side. But again, it's a little bit of a mess here, because if the US dollar is on the stronger side, why oil is, pushing higher? So I think it's mainly oil is pushing on the lower inventories that came out yesterday. I think that's the case. Let me just double check very quickly. Yep, API, weekly crude oil stock. Yes, it was a good number. Basically, it's a lower supply, so that's why oil is pushing nicely to the upside. Okay, so yes, and this is where we have a little bit of a disbalance here. So we have these, we have these sometimes happening, and there we go. We're pushing through my 1.3254 territory. We cleared the 50-day EMA, and now let's say my next target is the 100-day EMA. So far, it's doing everything according to the rules. This needs to go. I think I need to redraw this. This is quite an interesting barrier, the 1.3304. Okay, we're currently stalling near it. That's the high of the 10th of July. But to be honest, if it continues to push further north, then yes, I am aiming for the 100-day EMA here, and maybe even the 200-day EMA. We'll see. For the downside, I would like to see a drop below this upside line, and then we'll consider some lower areas. But at this point, I am leaning towards the upside, towards that 100-day EMA. USDCHF, this one's also trying to climb higher, so we did push above that 0.8737 territory, but we failed to stay above it. Today, we're trying again to climb above it. Okay, that's fine. Look, in general, we're still above my hurdle here, when the one that I kept on talking about, this 0.87 territory, and as long as we stay above it, I'm aiming for that 50-day EMA. That's my first target, my main target, so I'll go from there if we do reach this. In order to consider some moves lower, now I think at this point I can already say that if we do start falling below the 0.87 territory, I will lean a little bit to the downside. GBPUSD. So yes, of course, something that we will be keeping a close eye on, especially tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow we have the interest rate decision from the BOE. So all you pound traders, prepare yourselves for tomorrow. But today, not much is happening on the UK front. It's mainly, if let's say, in this case here, GBPUSD, mainly watch the US dollar, what's going to happen there. We're clearing this territory right now, this 1.2782 and the 50-day EMA. If we stay below it, great, I'll go lower. If we don't, maybe it will bounce around here somewhere below this downside line, but above this hurdle. But I need to see a clearance of this 1.2782 territory in order to go higher. So at this point, I'm cautiously bearish, but I need that confirmation break again below this 50-day EMA. GBPCAD, so there we go. We're this one, I haven't looked at this one for quite a while, and I think what I want to do here is I want to get rid of some of these. I want to redraw stuff, but I will recycle some of these lines. I want to redo this. Always recycle, guys. There's a hidden message for you there. Yes, so looking at the picture here, maybe something around this could work, or maybe actually we have ourselves a triangle pattern where we are seeing a coiling up moment. So that means that an exit could come soon, but which way that's going to be, well, let's wait and see. So if we do pop again above this 1.7019 zone, somewhere around here maybe, ish. If we do pop above this, then yes, I will go a little bit higher, and I will consider some of these, some of these higher levels. Then maybe actually a push towards this area. The high of the 27th of July could be possible, the 1.7110 zone right here. If we do, in terms of the downside, if we do break this triangle onto the downside, then, well, I think that I have to be a little bit on the careful side, and I'll aim only for this upside line, because let's not forget that overall we're still trending higher from around what? From around a while ago now. From around the end of September of 2022, we have been drifting higher. So we're also trading above this upside line, drawn from the low, approximately from the low of the 10th of February. And if that gets cleared, well, guess what? We could fall below the 100-day EMA and potentially could attract more sellers into the game, and this could open the door towards that 200-day EMA. GBPNZD. So I just wanted to pick up on this one because I already talked about it, and I just wanted to update you on what's happening here. Look, we are testing this upper side of the range, or let's say the ascending triangle pattern here. So everything is according to the textbooks, because according to the textbooks, whenever we enter a range, the prevailing trend, if the prevailing trend was to the upside, then the breakout it has a bigger chance to break out higher. In addition to that, we're having like support from this ascending triangle pattern, which also is a bullish indication. So everything's kind of pointing higher. However, I've seen this happening in the opposite direction so many times that, oh my god, that's why I would say, look, yes, I'm leaning myself personally. I'm leaning towards the upside, and I want to go higher, but I'm going to be very, very careful. I want to see how it's performing here. If it starts, look, if it's the way to trade this, for example, if it starts, breaking higher, okay, you can start entering, it can move a little bit higher. You quickly put a stop loss in, on a break even here, then it reverses back down, takes you out, moves a little bit back down here. You're okay. You're at least they're happy. Maybe this is going to drift back to the downside. Maybe it's going to drift all the way back to this upside line. Who knows? But maybe it's going to do that. But if it, let's say, once again reverses higher, you can again enter higher, and then once you're in profit, quickly put a stop loss on a break even, and then maybe hope that it's going to go higher, because at this point it could be it's GBPNZD. It's a roller coaster ride all the time. This pair is one of the craziest I've ever traded, and that's why I stopped touching it, because again, it takes me out all the time. But at the same time, I really like it. It presents so many good opportunities, but you have to have either nerves of steel and a wide stop loss. So just sharing my personal experience. But again, you do whatever you feel comfortable doing, guys. Honestly, if you can manage to trade this one, fantastic. Congratulations to you. If you don't beat yourself up to to it, like kind of about it, because it's a difficult pair, but it's an interesting one, but just it might give you good results, but at the same time it might also bring you a lot of pain because it moves fast and it could take you out very quickly. EUROSD, there we go. Bomb, boom, beam, whatever you want to say, you know, but explosion to the upside. Look, in general, I have to say it worked and it didn't. Why? Because I was talking about this idea here saying that, look, I should have kind of stuck to the 50-day EMA, I think. I said to you that if we do drop below the 1.6414, I will lean a little bit more to the downside, but as you can see, it was the case. It moved lower, but it found good support near this 50-day EMA, and we rebounded from it. And why I'm saying that it worked, because I said to you before that, look, this is a good example when the prevailing trend was to the upside, we entered the range, and then it broke out to the upside again. So that's a textbook scenario. It's perfect. It's just everything's what I want it to be, and it cleared my 1.6555 territory, and now we're targeting this 1.6617. Sorry, 1.6671 zone, and my next target is the 1.6787, approximately around here, marked by the highest point of April. EURGBP. So nice pop here above the upper side of the triangle. So I talked about this yesterday. I said to you that, look, we might clear this and we might test the 50-day EMA. And we cleared it. But I said to you that I'll get more comfortable with the upside if we do push and stay above this 50-day EMA. Then my next target will be the 100-day EMA, and then I'll take it from there. Florence Okeva, good morning. Good morning to you too. You're actually tuning in at the end of the video, so but still, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope to see you actually in the beginning of the webinar. I think you will find a little bit more. You'll find it a little bit more useful. But if it's a difficulty, then yeah, the replay, you can always have a look at the replay, because look, these are the instruments that I always pick up on. So in general, for everybody else, these are normally the instruments. You will always see the instruments on my right here, the ones that I'm going to be talking about. So yeah, if something is not in here, just let me know. Drop it in the comment box and I'll pick it up. I'll pick up on this one either during the video, or if I run out of time, then during the next video. So yeah, EURGBP, that's this game plan here with the upside. I need to see a push above that 50-day EMA. The first part was good, great. It worked out. Now I need to see the other part working. A push further north. If I want to see a push further north, I want to see this one staying above the 50-day EMA. For the downside, I will keep an eye on the same game plan. If we break this short-term upside line, I will go a little bit lower, and I think that by a little bit lower, I'll just aim for this territory first, the low of the 27th of July. And finally, EURUSD, of course. The psychological 1.10 zone right now is getting tested. Again, I mean, we're just oscillating around that 1.10 zone, and we're oscillating around that 50-day EMA. Look at this. Yesterday we had a drop, and then we climbed back above. So this is what I said to you before, that if we do drop and stay below the 1.0977 territory, somewhere around here, then yes, I will get a little bit more comfortable with lower levels. So far, we are just getting that false breakout, so not really something which is good for me. I would like to see this one staying below this in order to go further south. But at this point, look, and by the way, by further south, although I have my arrow here, I'm actually aiming for the 100-day EMA first, and then I'll take it from there. For the upside, I need to see a break of this downside line, a break of this this line, which is drawn from the high of the 18th of July. If I get that, great, I will go a little bit to the upside. So at the moment, I'm playing the waiting game. So guys, that's it for this session. I really hope you found it useful, and thank you very much for watching and listening. I really appreciate your views, your rockets, your comments, everything helps. Everything, believe me. So I really appreciate that. If you want to catch me tomorrow morning, as always, at my traders, my Easy Markets Daily Pitch International for my traders. Yes, if we want to join me there, tomorrow 6 o'clock GMT time, my Daily Pitch International. Yes, I will be happy to see you there. But for now, have a beautiful trading day. Stay safe. Have your stop losses in place. Risk only what you can afford to lose, and everything will be fine. And by the way, don't overtrade. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Hey there, thank you very much for watching this one till the end. I really appreciate that. So like this video, we speculate your next mouse movement will be towards the subscribe button.